Well, it's actually not too bad of a spot.
No, it's not. Alrighty, here we are.
Is it live or like?
Yeah. Check your phone to see if that.
See what?
Yeah, just see if we're going. I'm pretty sure we are.
Maybe check.
Just go on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're gone.
Boaf live. Oh, that's good. Look
All
at
right.
that. That's so cool.
That's
wait,
so
let's see if
funny.
it'll see if it'll be pointing.
So everyone, welcome in episode 10 of the Birds of a Feather podcast. We're gonna mix it up a little bit, doing something different. We're gonna celebrate reaching the decade mark for a podcast. So we're just gonna go ahead and try and interact with the viewers. It's gonna be a normal episode. If you want to call in or interact with us, we put the contact information, which is just my phone number.
You can also DM us.
On
check my
Instagram,
phone, DMs and stuff.
Yeah, so reach out to Isaac or I. We made it, man. 10 episodes down.
Yeah.
Just started out as an idea, and now we're here. So it's been really special. It's been a good experience, and I think we're just waiting for it to grow from here.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised we got 10 episodes, to be honest.
Yeah, no,
I didn't know if it was gonna actually last. Just because I didn't know how busy
right,
we're gonna
exactly,
get. So
yeah.
It's cool.
But no, it's been great. We're really excited. Hopefully we have some good content for you guys that you guys are able to enjoy. We're gonna go till about 7:00 Mountain Time or 6 p.m. For those on the West Coast. Shout out Cornelius if you're watching in Denmark. I have no idea what time that's gonna be. But yeah, I think we're gonna have some people from the cross country team for sure rolling in. And then if anyone else rolls in, we'll just go with the flow.
Yeah.
So this is our last. This is kind of the last, not last dance, but counting down the hours now until we get to go back home to Roseburg for Thanksgiving break. How you feeling about that?
I'm very excited to go home. It's all I've been thinking about the past few days or week, pretty much. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's been great. I'm really excited. Obviously, I'm taking you to the airport tomorrow,
Yep.
and then I fly out Wednesday, so it's gonna be good. We'll be there for that whole week, and we'll come back Sunday night.
I'm still pissed that we didn't get the first 2 days off of this week.
Yeah, the Monday,
It doesn't
Tuesday.
make any sense.
I finally found out why though.
Oh, why?
Because it makes up the 2 days for fall break. So the
Then
2
don't
days.
give us a fall break then.
Yeah,
don't give us a damn fall break.
In my opinion, the fall break was not worth it.
It was pointless.
I still had to go to practice. Yeah, I still had to go to practice. Nothing changed.
Yeah.
That was really stupid.
Just get rid of take that out of our schedule. Is pointless.
Exactly.
Barely anybody even went home.
Yeah.
Stupid.
No. Yeah, that is ridiculous. But Thanksgiving weekend, it's a big holiday. A lot of things going on. So it raises the question: what is your ideal Thanksgiving meal?
That's hard because I like the traditional Thanksgiving meals, like turkey, mashed potatoes, scalloped potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like just random stuff. Like my parents made a group chat of like food we wanted for Thanksgiving. I put down jalapeno poppers.
Oh, okay.
But my ideal Thanksgiving would probably be ham.
Okay.
Obviously, ham is delicious. My mom and grandma, they make these like stuffed shells.
Ooh, okay.
It's like there's the really big pasta shells.
Okay.
Stuffed with cheese and meat with some marinara over the top.
That does
Those are really good. What else? I don't know. Anything really.
Yeah, just a big foodie.
Yeah, I just like to eat.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so what the?
Hey, all I'm saying is my guy likes to eat, bro. I've seen him. I lived with him for 2 months. More than 2 months. But oh yeah, this guy likes to eat a lot. So for my ideal Thanksgiving plate, I think that mashed potatoes is probably my favorite thing on there. And then there's a big like turkey ham debate. I always feel like I'm not really picky. Turkey's good, ham's good. If I had to pick one, probably go ham.
Oh yeah. It's just juicier.
Yeah,
I feel like you can screw up a turkey.
Yeah, you can mess up a turkey pretty bad. And then my grandma makes this like fruit salad thing, but it's like fruit and then like mixed in with like sugar and whipped cream, and it's like all these different fruits. So it's like citrusy, but then it's also very like sugary as well. So it's very, very tasty. It's always one of my favorite leftovers to have. on the big Thanksgiving weekend. Besides just hanging out with the family, anything else you got over the break?
Nothing really, just seeing family, then going seeing friends. With, I mean, yeah, that's about it. I mean, since we don't have very much time there,
Yeah, we're only there
I
for a
haven't
couple
really been
days.
making like too many plans.
Right.
Just yeah, I'm actually really excited to hang out with my sister. I haven't seen her in
Yeah, that'll be
forever,
cool.
so that'll be really fun. What are you most excited about, or been making any plans or anything?
Yeah, so I fly in Wednesday morning, so I'll get into Roseburg around 10 or 11. We started winter training for track, so I gotta get my runs in. But just excited to spend time with friends and family. We're doing a little Friendsgiving
Oh yeah, I forgot
yeah,
yeah,
the
I'm
morning
excited about that.
after,
Yeah,
so that'll be good just to see all the homies. And then we're going to the Civil War, Oregon versus Oregon State, possibly the last one.
yeah.
So yeah, it'll be pretty good to go. Pulling for the Beavs. So hopefully they can pull off the upset. It'd be a big win for them. But yeah, I'm just excited to go and just kind of be in the confines of my home and just where
Yeah.
I grew up. Just really
I'm
looking forward to
excited to
that.
eat my mom's food.
Yes,
That's another thing
same.
I'm very
Just
excited
like having
about.
the fridge open access whenever you want. I just feel
Exactly.
like it's gonna be so nice.
I don't have to worry about time restraints of when I can actually go to the decks and eat.
Yeah, not to mention now it's like from here to the decks really isn't that far. It's like
No.
a 3 or 4 minute walk. But when it's cold, it feels like you're just like
Yeah.
trudging for miles.
Yeah, in the morning it's pretty brutal. We
Yeah.
might just sound like some wusses here, but it's
Yeah.
cold.
And the weather, like in the morning when you wake up, it's so like deceptive because you wake up and the sun's coming through
Yeah,
the
it's
windows.
all
Be like,
pretty and
oh, it's nice,
stuff.
it's sunny.
No.
You go outside, it's like 35
Jack
degrees.
Frost nips at your nose in the
Yeah.
mornings.
Oh, it's brutal.
Yeah.
That's why we like to stay indoors when we're not doing anything. Keep the heat on in here. Stay all warm and cozy.
Unless I forget to close the window like I did
Yes.
last night.
Yeah, that was
That was freezing.
completely your fault,
That
dude.
was so cold.
I was so angry. This
Yeah.
guy decided it'd be a good idea to leave his window open so it can be 25-degree air blowing
Well,
in here.
I think did I eat ramen yesterday?
No, I don't think you
No,
did.
no, oh, whatever. I had the door, the window open because it was hot in here, and then I just never closed it because
Yeah.
it's nice when it's cold out.
Yeah, it's
But it
pretty
was
ridiculous.
really cold.
So we're gonna get in to one of our segments right now, news from the nest. Like we said, it's the holiday season, so there's not a ton going on. A lot of kids. Campus is pretty empty right now.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of people gone. I'm
So
not surprised.
yeah, my news. Like I said, winter training has started this week. There's going to be an indoor meet in December, a couple weeks after we get back from break. I probably won't run in that just to get the legs back. But we will be just training, getting miles in, and then for me being an 800 and 1500 guy, a lot more speed work, which I'm excited for.
Oh yeah.
I think I'd prefer speed over the long, slower miles. I think. So looking forward to that. What else we got going on here? Oh, the track team had the opportunity to do some FCA work. For those who don't know what that is, it is the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Had an opportunity to work with some kids with learning, or not even kids, they're more adults. They range from like 18 to 40 years of age. Just had the opportunity to work with them, had some disabilities, but it was a great time. We got to just interact with the community and all the kids and just people we were working with had a great time. So that was a lot of fun. And then just watch some football this weekend. Huskies caught another dub, staying on track, which is what I like to see. And yeah, everything campus I feel like it's been kind of dead. Everyone is just trying to make it to this week, and we're here.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got anything?
Not really. I haven't been doing much. Just school.
Yeah.
Been on that Trailer Park Boys grind lately.
Yeah.
I finished 5 seasons in a week. So that's not good.
Yeah. You've been listening, or I shouldn't say listening. You've been watching a lot of different shows. I feel like what has been I've heard The Office, The Sopranos,
Yep.
Trailer Park Boys. What has been like? What's your favorite? If you had to pick one out of what you've been
It
watching.
depends what mood I'm in.
Okay.
If I'm in like I want to watch like a serious drama kind of show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something like more action. I guess I'm watching Sopranos.
Okay.
Love Sopranos. If I'm more in a silly, goofy mood, I'll either watch The Office or Trailer Park Boys. But I've seen The Office so many times.
Yeah.
That whenever I'm in a silly, goofy mood, I'll go to Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
I've
okay.
always seen clips of it. Never actually watched all of them.
Right.
So I was like, might as well.
Yeah.
now, yeah,
It's honestly so impressive to me, like, what The Office has done, because usually, like, you watch a TV show, it gets outdated, and then that's kinda
yeah,
like
nobody
the end
cares.
of it,
Yeah,
but it was made, like, what, early 2000s? And then it's just, like, continued to still be so popular
yeah.
among
I
just
feel
the
it's almost because like people like
wasn't as censored.
yeah, people can like actually like laugh at those funny jokes because they
Yeah.
don't have them on TV anymore. But The Office has stuff like that.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
so
Yeah, stuff that would get them canceled.
yeah,
Yeah, we don't want that happening.
yeah.
Also, speaking of canceled, if you are gonna call in, we have our first caller right now, actually.
Yay!
So anything, obviously we can't control what these people
Oh
say.
shit!
Oh, we lost him, so we're gonna call him back. we Hello, welcome to the Boaf Pod. Who is this?
This is Makoa.
Oh shit!
Oh, Makoa,
I was just,
bro.
I was just talking about.
How you doing, Makoa?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
We're pretty good, man. We're just living up life here, like we were talking about, just getting ready to go home. What do you have for us?
I'm just here to talk about little lacrosse season coming up.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah.
okay.
What about it?
So pretty much, as you're seniors now in freshman college, I'm wondering how like I can be like a leader to the little lacrosse because I'm not really a leader, but I'm a senior, so I got to step up.
I'm gonna let you tackle this one.
Okay. Well, to be a leader, to the younger kids, or maybe not even younger, but just the people on their team, I feel like you need to start out by like leading with your actions. I'd say, like, I know people always say, run, like you need to run to your drills, stuff like that. Actually, do it. Also, I would try.
You're good. Keep going.
Oh, yeah. Try and get on your boys, even if they're they're messing around, you're having fun, still get on them during practices. And also, one last thing I would say is when I was, well, last year, I went and I had talked to coach and asked, hey, what can I do to make this team better? And what can I do like to lead the team? And, coach like gave me some stuff that he wanted me to do. And I did it. So there's a few things you could do, but yeah, I'd say a big one: lead by actions, but then also discipline your team for messing around, but still be able to have some fun.
Thank you. That meant a lot. I would try. Me, Isaac, not like a big talker, speaker, but
Yeah, I know what you
lead
mean.
by action.
I say if you start making the right choices on the field, people will notice that and want to follow you.
Yeah, for sure.
Makoa, one of the main times me and you were really interacting was in the Orange R journalism program back at RHS. Are you still doing that, or are you kind of did you kind of go away from that?
Since I'm on a later schedule, because senior week
Okay.
earlier, later, they didn't have the classes where I want to be on like a later schedule, so kind of like
I see. Yeah, you know what they say, man. Early bird gets the worm.
Okay, buddy.
So, all right, Makoa, we appreciate you for coming on. We encourage anyone else to call in, and thank you, man. And we'll talk to you later.
Thanks.
See you, Makoa.
That was Makoa from back home in Roseburg, like you said, on the lacrosse team.
Yeah, he's good. He's a D. I'm pretty sure he's a D mid right now. Plays some offense, but yeah, I think he's gonna do some good stuff this year.
Okay. While Makoa was on the phone, we actually had another caller, Sir Quincy Ellis. He was supposed to stop by the dorm. Doesn't sound like he's going to be able to do that. But we are going to give him a call, see if he answers. Oh, here he is. Quincy, welcome to the Boaf Pod. You're live right now. So what do you have for us?
I don't know. What you got me to talk about?
We got anything, dude. You're live.
I'm live.
Yeah, you're live. You can say hi.
Just calling in to say what's up. I don't know. What are we talking about?
We're talking about anything. What? It's your birthday today, the big 21. What are you doing to celebrate? Drinking a lot of water, probably, I would assume.
Lots of water, going out with the boys right now, actually.
Ooh, good time.
Oh, yeah.
man, with some of these boys.
Very cool. So interestingly enough, you're 21 years old, but you're a
What's up?
junior. So what makes you so old yet only so far here in college?
What kind of question is that? What does that mean?
What is that?
Like, why are you so old but you're only a junior?
You're supposed to be the junior.
No,
I'm 21,
no.
I'm a junior.
Really?
Joe,
Yeah.
how old are you? Okay, this guy's 23, and he's also a junior.
Yeah, how does that
Oh, yeah, that's a little crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, Shal. It's time to get on with life, bro. Come on, man.
But guy, how old are you? Yeah, guy's 20. You turned 21 this year, right? Yeah, everyone turns 21 when they're a junior. The oldest, like.
Well, I'll be 20, so I don't know what your guys' deal is.
Interesting. So you're just a young one.
Yeah, I'm just a baby, I guess.
Yeah, checks it out.
Cool. Well, we're starting our indoor season for track coming up. Just to start our winter training today. Well, I started today. You've been running since last week. What are some goals that the people can expect out of you this year?
Some goals. Gonna move up on the mile all-time list. That's one of them. Then we're gonna try to clutch that 800 school record. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
And then we'll see what else happens.
Good stuff. Well, yeah, obviously I'm excited to just go to work and push each other and see what we can do. Definitely excited to just have you in front of me, just to have someone to kind of, look up to a little bit. Just kind of someone to maybe not necessarily compare myself to, be like, all right, like I know I can get to that level and just follow in your footsteps essentially. So
I think you should to follow in those footsteps, buddy.
go what?
Want to interview Shao?
Oh, what's up, Shal? Try and keep it PG. Isaac already messed that up, but yeah, dude, what's going on with you?
I'm pretty good.
Do you have any hot takes for the pod that you'd like to drop?
Shao's birthday too. It's my birthday in 2 days.
Ooh, birthday in 2 days. So you're gonna be 24 in 2 days.
I'll be 23.
Oh, you'll be 23 in 2 days. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the plan there? I know you're going home for Thanksgiving, but
Did you say keep it PG or can I be real?
you gotta keep it PG.
Okay, I'm just gonna spend time with my family.
Nice. Yeah.
Sit around and be thankful.
It's good stuff. Well, we appreciate you boys for calling in. Quincy, we wish you could have stopped by, but we'll just have to save that for another time. And
Appearance one of these times.
yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Well, appreciate you for calling in. Have a good birthday, and
birthday.
we'll talk to you guys later. Will
Talk to
do.
you later.
All right. That was Quincy Ellis, cross country and track athlete here at NNU. Just turned 21 today. So shout out Quincy, and we hope he has a good time with the guys tonight. So as we keep it rolling, what do we have here?
Eagles versus Chiefs game?
Ooh, Eagles Chiefs game. The brotherly battle, the Kelsey Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Whatever you want to call it.
I didn't watch it, but
Well, it's going on right now, but
shit.
because it's some Monday Night Football. We excuse Isaac's language. It's really something he's been working on. For those who, take offense to it, I definitely don't encourage it.
Okay.
But here we are.
It's the trailer park boys. I swear.
It's a live stream, so there's not really much we can do about it.
It just started.
Okay, 0-0. Chiefs up or okay. It's tied.
I just said 0-0.
Who you got tonight? What are your predictions?
I have no idea, but I don't like the Chiefs, to be honest. I think everybody bandwagons.
Okay, yeah.
I'd rather see the Eagles win.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not a huge fan of both teams. I'm not a big Philadelphia sports guy, but I definitely am not a big Mahomes guy either. I like Travis Kelsey, but I mean, they just feel like they get so much. I don't even know how to phrase it.
Is insane for the Chiefs.
They do get a lot of attention that I just feel like is unnecessary.
Yeah, and then once Taylor Swift started dating,
Yeah,
Kelsey,
that
it
really just sent me kind of. Yeah,
But I do like Patrick Mahomes. He is good.
He's a baller, man.
I mean, yeah, he's good, but I don't care about him anymore.
Yeah.
To be honest.
As much as I love Travis Kelsey, I think I'm actually a bigger Jason Kelsey fan.
Oh yeah.
I watched the
Dude is a
documentary.
monster.
Yeah, and the Amazon documentary that he had, that just kind of gave an insight to his life. He's just such a like down to earth person. I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of
He's just a
athletes,
normal dude.
yeah, like a
which
lot
is
of
cool.
athletes try and make themselves, idolized and just like trying to be bigger than what they truly are.
Yeah.
And also the media and fans make him out to be that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just seems like a real cool dude. Has I think three young daughters, and a whole big family. So it's been
Yeah.
really cool just to see their podcast as well. Shout out the New Heights Pod. They do a lot of good work. If you guys have probably
Get us
seen,
on their podcast.
yeah, get us on New Heights Pod.
Yep.
We have a huge audience, so I'm sure we'd bring a lot of attention. And yeah, so let's see what else. Talking ball, college football playoffs right around the corner. We had some people DM us to talk about that.
College foosball?
I know you don't watch a ton, or I should say, as much college football as I do.
No.
But 4 teams make it in end of the season for the playoff. As of right now, or I shouldn't say as of right now, but at the end of the regular season after conference championships, who are your 4 teams making it in?
Not Oregon.
Okay, awful pick.
I don't even know who the top teams are right now.
Do you want me to go first?
Tell me the top teams. Give me a
Okay,
list.
1 through 8.
Yeah.
Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, Washington, Florida State, Oregon, Texas, Alabama.
Okay. Oregon, obviously.
Think-
Georgia,
okay.
Michigan,
Mm.
and I'm gonna say no. Florida's quarterback just got hurt. Didn't he?
So you're
Broke his
taking
leg.
Michigan to beat Ohio State
Yes.
next week. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Florida State's quarterback, he's done for the year. He broke his
Yeah,
leg.
Poor guy. And one more. I'll give you Washington just because.
So you've got 2 Pac-12 teams in there. How's that going to play
I
out?
don't know.
Okay,
It's just
okay.
gonna happen.
I honestly do think that's realistic. Just because if the way you look at it, Georgia and Alabama are going to play each other for the SEC championship game. If Georgia wins, takes care of business, then Bama's out, and then Texas would have to lose to someone either this week or in their conference championship game. So if they lose that, they're out, and then obviously, so basically, Oregon would just need for that to happen to get both Oregon and Washington in there. Everyone around them would essentially have to lose.
Yep.
And the rematch would have to be close. Also, I feel like
I think it will be.
I think it will be too.
I mean,
I think it'll be really close.
When they first played each other, it was really close.
Yeah, I just think it's such a unfortunate circumstance for Washington because if you
They
look,
shouldn't be ranked as high as they are. Is that what you're getting at?
absolutely not what I was gonna say at all. I just think when you look at the teams in front of them, say they move up to 4 after Tuesday, the teams in front of them, Michigan, Ohio State, are gonna play each other. And then you have Georgia. But all 3 of those teams, not saying Washington's better than them, but Washington has had a tougher road to an undefeated season than I'd say those teams have. We have more ranked wins than I think all 3 of them combined, to be honest. Maybe not Georgia, but Michigan, Ohio State for sure.
Did you see Michigan is the first team to get to 1,000 wins? Or something?
Yes, I did see that.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah. But if you go and look at their Wikipedia, their first ever win, do you want to take any guesses?
No.
Ann Arbor High School.
What?
That counts as their first win. So everyone was lighting them up about, it doesn't really count, 1,000 wins. But
Ann Arbor High School?
Dude, in the 1800s, I'm pretty sure.
Well, they just got.
Yeah, but if you look at all colleges, they all played high school back
Yeah.
then, which is just weird. But yeah, so I think Michigan definitely going to get in. Where was I? Oh, yeah, Washington. But then if you look at all the teams behind them, they have 1 loss. So it kind of just sucks that if Washington ends up being the team to have 1 loss, then they're probably out, even though everyone behind them also has a loss. But I think the most equal thing I think would be for Washington and Oregon to both get in. Because Texas and Alabama is a weird case scenario because Alabama has looked really good the last couple months. And their 1 loss is to Texas. And then Texas had a loss to Oklahoma, and that loss just continues to age poorly for them just because Oklahoma's dropped a couple games to teams that they probably shouldn't have. And so I just think I think Washington's definitely better than Texas. Alabama's close, but if Alabama loses to Georgia in the conference championship game, there's not you can't really make a case for a 2-loss Alabama team to get in. But yeah, as a Washington fan, It's been a little nerve-wracking. There was a little meme that I think I might have showed you, and basically the course of a Washington game starts out as, you're excited, undefeated. Last couple of weeks, we've been playing ranked teams, unlike all you guys in the SEC. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Alabama, out here playing Chattanooga. I'm pretty sure I could play for Chattanooga. So, I mean, what are we doing?
Other great news in the college football world: USC lost.
USC took the L again. We got maybe the biggest Caleb Williams hater I know. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
I just think he's the biggest wuss out there. And, I was talking to my sister about this, and now that we're in college, he's like the same age as us. I mean, he's probably a couple years older.
Yeah,
all these
yeah.
guys, like, how are you crying after a game? Like, I mean, maybe if it was a championship or something, but you're going to your mom and crying after just a regular season game. You're such a wuss.
I don't disagree.
Or like going and sitting down.
Yeah, pop off. Pop off. Let's go. Come on.
Not going and being with your team after a loss. Like, what do you?
Yeah.
He just wants clout, and I just think he needs to grow up and like just play football and not worry about getting on ESPN or getting like partial ownership of the freaking NFL team.
100%.
Gosh, and then I was even looking at Instagram today, and it's just in the clip, it's just him walking onto the UCLA field or after a loss or whatever. I'm like, how is that making ESPN?
Yeah,
nobody
100%.
cares. Just like put the cameras on people who actually won. Nobody
100%.
cares about
Caleb
disagree. Williams. Dude, it makes me so mad. It's
well, that's how he feels.
If you're losing, go be with your team after you lose. Don't try and get some damn clout for losing.
Anything else you'd like to say?
No, that's bad.
Okay.
that's
I don't disagree. But he's probably going to be the number one pick in the NFL
I know
draft.
it pisses me off.
We had a question from Jason Howard. Shout out Howie for listening. He's a big supporter. He said, do you think Michigan can still beat Ohio State without their coach because Harbaugh is suspended for the rest of the year? The game is in Michigan. Me personally, I'm going to pull for Ohio State because hear me out. I think Ohio State Michigan is a more complete team. But based off the last couple weeks, Michigan has kind of just been like rolling through just surviving, doing what they can. And Ohio State has a full head of steam. I think they have the momentum. Michigan's beat them the last 2 years, so these guys are looking to get their get back. So I'm going to pick the Buckeyes, and I think having Harbaugh there or not having Harbaugh there will play a big factor because I feel like when they have him, he tends to be more aggressive of a play caller.
Yeah.
And I think the last couple of weeks what I've seen out of him is a more conservative approach, and maybe that's just because they've been playing lesser teams. But I think that just having an assistant coach brings a new dynamic. I'm not saying that he doesn't do a good job, but I just think Ohio State is going to get him in the big house. And also as a Washington fan, I'd rather play Ohio State than Michigan. So, I mean, yeah, Michigan. I think they're the better team, and I would rather play a team that's not as good.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm going to say Michigan just because, I mean, I like Ohio, but you said Michigan has beat them the past couple years, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to want to obviously beat them for a third year. And then they already have like the mentality of everybody against Michigan. So I think that's going to, I don't know.
Propel them?
Yeah, propel them to beat Ohio. And especially without a coach, that'd be badass.
Yeah, that would be pretty sick.
So I'm gonna give it to Michigan. And
okay.
I think, I mean, you said that they haven't been as aggressive with their play calling, but I think trying to beat Ohio 3 years in a row without a coach will be a little bit more aggressive.
Maybe. Yeah, that is going to be tough for sure. Looking forward, just to see what we got going on, we have our next segment called Advice You Didn't Ask For. Oh, hold on. Pause that. Advice you didn't ask for. We have a new caller coming in. We'd like to welcome McLean Stedman, also known as the second most athletic Stedman in the family. Behind yours truly. Mick, welcome to the pod. What do you have for us?
Well, I can't stay long, so I just like to keep it short and sweet because I have to go get on my grind for practice, because, one of us has got to make it to the next level. So I would just like to say that
Keep it PG. Isaac already ruined that for us.
Okay.
I am the better brother. I'm the more athletic brother. I'm the taller brother, and
He's taller. He's got.
I ran the faster time in track, and I beat you countless times. So, I just like to keep it short and sweet, just like me in bed. So yeah, Mike.
Bro, come on.
I'll catch you on the flip later.
So what I'm here. Okay, so that's pretty much that's my little brother for you guys. That's I don't even know how to describe it. That's just it's just who he is, really. This live stream's really showing you guys what our real lives are like.
So I got a question from one of our from a kid on the lacrosse team. His name's Josh.
Okay.
Josh Conway.
Shout out Josh.
One of my boys. So talk about FNAF. So I did watch the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I was a little disappointed. I mean, it was PG-13, but I was really hoping to be rated R. Just because it'd be sick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, have you played FNAF or like seen?
I've seen it. I've seen clips.
Yeah, so I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, it was a little bit too PG-13 for me. I wish they did. I don't think they had the bite. There was a bite 87 in there. They didn't have that. And the final spring lock scene was kind of sad. Like it wasn't very good. But I am hoping for a second one. Hopefully a little more rated R on the R side. So yeah, I think so that's what the FNAF section for today.
Okay.
It's just short and sweet. Josh, I got you.
Very cool, very cool. Shout out Josh. We appreciate everyone that has been reaching out and calling in, no matter how stupid, like my brother. No matter what they have to say, we appreciate them. So we're gonna continue into our next segment. Advice you didn't ask for. We started this on our last episode, and we're gonna keep it rolling. I'll start it off, giving you some time to think. I know you like to take your time. So the advice that you guys didn't ask for from me is to take risks. I think that it's important, especially at the age we're at, just to go out and take advantage of opportunities that you might not always have. That doesn't necessarily mean go out and be stupid or make like poor life decisions. But I definitely think it means just to get out of your comfort zone and to push yourself. I think a lot of times people just get comfortable by being stagnant where they're at in life. And I think the key to be able to get out of that is just to, push yourself, do things that you might not necessarily want to do because you never know where you might end up. I think both of us had to take risks just to be where we're at in this position. Obviously, I'd never ran cross country before my senior year of high school. I didn't want to run cross country necessarily, but I took the risk. I did it, and now it has put me in a position to succeed. And so, okay. And so, yeah, that's my advice you didn't ask for. So hopefully, maybe it sparks a fire in you a little bit. That was my goal right there. So what do you got for us?
I don't really know, honestly. That was a pretty good one. That's really good.
Thank you.
Maybe a more practical thing, I guess. Start working out more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I started getting more consistent with my lifting. I feel like it's helped me relieve some stress. So that's nice. And me, Caleb, Dom, and Josh we usually always go to the gym together, and it's just fun being with your friends, getting better. So that's cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, I mean that's it for me. Like yours was good.
Yeah. Okay.
My mom said she sent a question in the chat.
She did. I was actually just
perfect.
reading that. Shout out to Mrs. Veal. She made these awesome mugs for us. I think we've showed you those before with the Boaf Pod logo and our names on it. So she's a huge supporter. Obviously, she's your mom.
Yeah,
so
I guess she's kind of cool.
So shout out Mrs. Veal. First question: what is your favorite move? I'm gonna assume that says movie.
Yeah.
What is your favorite movie, and what does it say about you?
My mom at Mount. I remember.
I like this.
Mom has asked me to ask this question so many times, and I always forget.
Great question.
Favorite movie? I have lots of favorite movies. I mean, like I said about the music, you know, we got. Or did I say about music? No, about TV shows. You got. It depends on the mood. But you know, I'm assuming Mom is talking about Goodfellas because me and her have watched it a million times. So I don't know. I'd say if you really think about it, you know, they steal all this stuff and sell it, you know, to provide money for the family. So maybe it's like they'll do anything for their family or something.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that sounds pretty good. Hold on. Let me
This guy, man. While he's looking that up, I'll break down my favorite movie. Maybe not all time, but for some reason, the first one that comes to mind is whoa, my gosh, for Air. The movie that came out this summer, the Michael Jordan, the shoe.
Yeah, that's
that I'm not a huge like movie guy. I haven't watched a ton of movies. I tend to just kind of watch sports and Netflix, and listen to a lot of podcasts. But I like movie Air just because I think it talks about, you know, just a lot of the process of just how Nike got started in the shoe industry. Obviously, Michael Jordan played a huge part of that. And, you know, I think it's just really important. You know, shoes are just play a big part of my life. I have a lot of shoes. And so I think that, yeah. And I like historical stuff too. So it was really kind of cool to see that perspective of how the deal got done and, you know, how he wasn't really supposed to sign with Nike. But they ended up being able to sign him and really kind of their brand took off from there with the Air Jordan branch. So did you want to talk more about Goodfellas or?
No.
Okay.
I got another movie though.
Okay, he's got another movie.
Rocky. I love Rocky. I'd say with Rocky, you know, you're just constantly. I mean, Rocky, he was the underdog. He wasn't supposed to beat Apollo Creed. In the first one, technically, he didn't beat Apollo Creed, but he was the people's champion pretty much. But you know, he worked hard and he just pushed through. You know, and then went against the best and did pretty dang good. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Consistent, good, works hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we should have a special guest coming in here in a minute, but before that, I think we might be expecting another caller. It was Howie once again, said he has some background information about the movie Air. He's a big sneakerhead.
Okay.
So me and him talk sneakers a lot. So we'll be waiting on that. Should be pretty cool.
My mom also said, "What are both of your goals / hope for the future of the podcast?"
All right. Well, hold that thought real quick. Here we go. Hello, Howie.
What's up?
How we doing?
Good. How are you, bud?
We're good. Just streaming.
Cool. Yeah, I'm watching. I'm enjoying it.
We appreciate it.
Howie.
Yeah. Hey, bud. Hey, you guys are doing a really good job. I've been watching all your stuff. Nice work.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys keep it up. Hey, in regards to that movie Air.
Yeah.
I actually, so you know, in that movie, that dude skateboarding, the one that designed the shoe, Peter Moore.
Yes.
Okay, so Peter Moore passed away recently. I want to say it was last year, and I actually am really good friends with his son, Hagen.
Okay.
And I kind of got the lowdown on that movie. A lot of the Moore family were a little bit upset in regards to that movie because you remember that scene at the very end, Carter, when Matt Damon's making that big speech.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first off, that never happened.
Okay. Interesting.
But it was good. It's good, like cinematic stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But the selling point for Jordan signing with Nike was because of the shoe itself. The shoe itself, nobody offered him his own signature shoe.
Okay.
And it was the shoe itself, and he actually liked Peter Moore more than Phil Knight, and I believe his name was Sonny Vaccaro.
Okay.
They actually had a really good relationship, so he actually signed with Nike because of his friendship with Peter Moore. And they didn't touch on that in the movie, which was kind of a bummer. It was like Peter Moore was kind of like a secondary character in that movie.
Yeah, for sure.
But in actuality, he was the reason. So I kind of got the lowdown. I was able to meet Peter Moore a couple times before he passed, and I got that story from his son Hagen. So I just thought it was really cool that Jordan and him became really good friends, and they stayed friends up until when Peter passed. But
Yeah,
I thought
that's
it was
awesome.
cool. So I just thought I wanted to pass along that info because it's a great movie. Just wish they would have concentrated on Peter Moore a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. Knowing that backstory definitely makes you wonder why that wasn't really more of a focal point.
Yeah, well, I think it was because probably Matt Damon and Ben Affleck were the other two characters, and
Right.
they probably just decided to go with the A-list actors being part of the story.
Yeah, for sure. Makes sense.
Anyway, long-winded story, but I thought that was an interesting nugget. But yeah, I wanted to let you know about that.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it, and thank you for that information. Definitely would have never had any idea, but we definitely thank you, and thank you for all your support as well. It means a lot.
Absolutely. And by the way, I just bought the Jordan 11 Concords, in case you were wondering.
So clean. Such a clean shoe.
Very clean. All right, brother. You guys be safe and have a good holiday.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, bye, guys.
All right, bye. That's Jason Howard. He's listening in. Never would have known that.
Yeah,
that guy. Have you ever watched that movie?
No, I wanted to, but
Yeah. So basically, Peter Moore. He's got like a little bit of a lisp, like kind of a nerdy guy. But when they go to make like the design of the shoe, they talk. That's who they go to because he kind of runs like he's a creative mind behind all of it. And a big part of like getting Jordan to sign was that the Jordan 1, he actually got fined for wearing them in the games because the NBA rule was that you can only have 51%, or 51% of the shoe had to be white. And the Jordan 1, the first ones, the red and black, broke that rule. And so Nike actually paid the fines. So yeah, shift in focus a little bit. You said your mom had some questions. Let's knock those out real quick.
What are both of your goals / hope for the future of the podcast?
Do you want to start that one off?
Sure. I guess what my goals. Just have fun, keep doing it. I'd like to look. I mean, if we keep doing this through our senior year, I'd look back on these early episodes, see how much we've changed and stuff.
100%.
But for after college, I don't know. I mean, if it gets big enough, definitely keep doing it
for sure.
I think that'd be sick. But I think right now we're just using it to try and help people. Just talk about what we do, have some fun. I haven't really thought about it too much. But
yeah, I agree.
What about you?
For me, I think I really want to get into the sport broadcasting industry. And podcasting has really became a big part of that. And so for me, it's a platform for just you and I to really share our life experience and opinions. And really, it's just supposed to be a hobby. I mean, we don't take it too seriously. No. We definitely care about, producing good content and just, entertaining people. But we also understand that, we're not necessarily trying to make a profit out of this, but really just, have a good time, enjoy it. Like you said, it's something we can look back on when we're older and just kind of, enjoy. A lot of people, try and find ways with technology to, kind of keep track of, the old days and whatnot. I feel like that's a good way of having this to look back and just kind of, it's a shared experience we can both, look back on and just really see how much fun we had. And I think just for the podcast itself, I'd like to get more creative on social media, maybe. I definitely want to plan on getting more guests. We did. And then so just reaching out to people on campus, get the word spreading a little bit. And I know you said the other day there's some girls you're talking to who mentioned the pod and we didn't even really know who they were.
Yeah, no, I didn't. This girl, three. Shout out to Emma, Carissa, and Ashley.
Big shout out.
Yeah, they we were just hanging out and they said they listened to it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I've only hung out with them one time. And so I thought it was pretty cool.
No, yeah, that is sick. So shout out to them. We should be expecting our guest soon, Mr. Stockett. Do we have another question?
We have another question. This is from Mrs. Way back in Roseburg.
Okay.
What would you have done different in high school now that you know what college is like? Try just somehow gotten more college credit stuff.
Okay.
For sure. I don't know. I mean, high school was hard, but not it was that hard.
Yeah.
Pre-calc sucked, but that was the hardest thing for me. I'd say just do more stuff in high school.
Okay.
I mean, just
Do you want to go into specific or just?
oh, here, come in.
We got our guest on the pod.
Here.
We'll get back to that question in a bit. We'll make some room for you.
Take a seat.
Yeah,
No,
take a
you
seat.
Take my seat. You guys can chop it up.
Okay,
All
cool.
right,
We're gonna sub Isaac out. Okay, Ian, welcome to the show. We appreciate it. We thank you for coming on.
Good to be here.
This is Ian Stockett, freshly shaved, buzz cut, by the
Yeah.
way. Used to have some locks. Ian, we were just talking about what if there's something you could look back on in high school and say, I wish I would have done that differently to better prepare you for college. Do you have anything that comes to mind?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay.
I went to a charter school.
Yeah. Okay.
So I probably have a pretty different experience than
Yeah.
you. The whole point of charter school is to prepare you for college. So
Right.
I feel pretty well prepared. Maybe just I wish I could have taken more electives in high school because we didn't have that many to choose from.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing.
Nice. Yeah, I was just gonna get into it. I don't think I would have changed much. I mean, I came in with a lot of college credits, so in terms of my classes, I'm already a sophomore, so I'm on top of that. And then life, I feel like I'm pretty organized, pretty disciplined, which is good. I take care of business when I need to, and then I think like athletically, maybe running more earlier is the easiest thing to say, but I think it's kind of cool just having like the background I did, like little experience, and then really just getting to learn at such a high level. Just kind of throwing you right into the deep end. So I'm really like, I don't think I really would have changed anything. Just maybe, I don't know, made more connections, try to network a little bit more. But rather than that, I had a lot of fun in my high school experience, and just having a big supporting group back home. So yeah. Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit? Who you are, what you do, some hobbies?
All right, my name's Ian Stockett. I'm from here in Napa, right where NNU is located. I live 5 minutes away. I'm on the cross country team with my boy Carter.
Yes, sir.
I'm majoring in accounting and minoring in music. I've done running a lot of my life. Love basketball still. That's what's more fun than running, but
100%.
you know how it goes.
But running pays for school,
Running
so
pays the bills.
here we are.
That's right. Hobbies: love playing music, love listening to music, hanging out with friends, ping pong. Just down for some good old fun,
Oh
Really,
yeah, always in
anything-
for a good time.
anything that's just fun.
You mentioned having a big music background and that being one of your hobbies. Is there something specific? I know you're in choir. Who are some of like your favorite artists? Like, where do you get the inspiration from?
Oh, I'm a big jazz guy. In high school, I did 4 years of jazz
Okay.
and participated in like All Northwest Jazz and All State
Nice.
Jazz, all these jazz things. And so I really love jazz artists. And actually, a lot of music is pretty similar to jazz. Like R&B has jazz elements, or
Yeah.
some pop, and then just all kinds of things, reggae, funk.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
name it, anything pretty much but country.
Yeah.
But so I guess some of my favorite artists, I love Marvin Gaye, I love Michael Jackson,
Okay.
I love Chet Baker. He's a jazz artist. Yeah, and then classic rock. I'm just an avid music listener. Can't go wrong.
Yeah. I'm kind of in that same boat. Maybe not as much into the jazz side, but I'll really listen to anything if I'm just in a good mood and just want to chill. A lot of Bob Marley, Michael Jackson, Ocean Alley. I started listening to. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're trending a little bit right now.
Gosh, he's been all over my For You page. Makes me so mad.
He's pretty good, dude. He's
Gosh,
pretty
I
good.
hate him.
And then when I'm really trying to get in that zone, just getting locked in before a race or whatnot.
I hear it sitting next to you in the van.
A lot of 21 Savage, J. Cole, Drake. Pretty like well-known artists. But they have good stuff. There's a reason they're well-known.
Mhm.
So we'll go backtrack a little bit. Some of the topics we had been talking about. We were talking about our favorite movies and kind of how they symbolize your hobbies and what you stand for. So do you have a movie in specific that you feel like you can relate to a lot?
Well, I know my favorite movie, and my favorite movie has always been Pursuit of Happiness.
With Will Smith?
Yeah,
It's a good one.
and for the listeners who aren't aware, it's a movie about Will Smith and his son both act in it, and his son plays his son. This is when his son's like 10 or
Yeah, he's
11, so
young.
he's really young. And the premise of the movie is this gentleman who's played by Will Smith is trying to pursue happiness, and happiness for him looks like success, a job, a family. and the whole time he's doing it with a son, and his wife divorces him, and there's a huge fight, and it's just a really emotional, touching movie because I
Yeah.
really have a strong relationship with my dad and my parents, and it hits hard, and I think that it's just like there's a reason it's a pursuit,
Right. Yeah,
and
for
it's
sure.
his whole life, and I really connect with that.
Yeah, I agree. We watched that in my freshman house class, which I don't know if you guys had freshman house, but it's kind of similar to Cornerstone here, just like get you prepared for high
yeah.
school and whatnot. And we watched that and had to do like a little report on it. And for me, it was really just inspiring because, like you said, like we both come from pretty healthy, strong, like family backgrounds. But not everyone has the opportunity or is fortunate enough to have that. And so just to see, Will Smith's character go through all the adversity and still be successful really taught me like you don't have to be perfect. Like maybe that's the standard is to do everything perfect. But realistically, like there's going to be bumps. Like everyone's going to have their faults. And it's just about being able to adjust to that. Because I really think like no matter how hard things can be, like there's very few things that are truly impossible. I think you can find a lot of success through adversity.
Yeah, I agree.
And so that was a big learning point for me watching that movie. But definitely a good film for sure. Kind of related to that, we do a segment called "Advice You Didn't Ask For," which is just you basically give advice. No one necessarily asks for it, but maybe it's something you've learned recently, something you're going through right now. And it's just kind of a chance to maybe inspire someone listening.
Just advice drop.
Yeah, just advice drop.
All right. Okay. So I guess there's two ones that I can think of right now. Number one, I've kind of lived the second half of my life like this. The first half being not having consciousness as an infant, but everyone has something they can teach you. Everyone has something they can learn from someone else, and no matter how far. Maybe below, maybe you don't think of them as like an inferior person, but let's say I'm like a 10 years of experience runner versus a 2 years of experience runner.
Right. Yeah.
I can learn something from them, even if I have more experience and I think I've learned it all.
Okay. Yeah.
There's lots of musicians that it's so funny. The people will ask them in interviews like, "Oh, like how do you think your performance went tonight?" Or like, "How do you think how much knowledge of music do you have?" And they'll always be like, "Oh, like not enough, like not good enough. It could be better."
Yeah.
And there's always room for growth in every way. It's not just like performances and stuff or like your race. You can always learn something from someone else. And so I think it's just kind of humbling to always just be aware of that and know that you don't know everything and you won't know everything. And that's how it goes.
Yeah, for sure.
And then my other piece of advice, sorry if I cut you off.
No, yeah, go. No, you're good.
Just embrace change.
Yeah, for sure.
It's part of life.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. Just got to let it happen.
Yeah, I think we talked about that a little bit a couple episodes ago. I wanted to kind of dive a little bit deeper into what you said about learning stuff from different people. Obviously, in college, you have a couple of your local guys around with Connor, and just there's some kids in the Boise area and whatnot. But with kids coming in from different areas, I'm coming in from Oregon, a lot of guys from Washington. What were some of the things specifically from this cross country season? Because we do have a pretty young team with a lot of freshmen.
Yeah.
What were some things that you were kind of able to learn from just the squad?
I think so probably one of the first things I learned is that everyone here is here for business. This isn't like it's gonna be fun, but people aren't here to have fun. People are here to get stuff done.
Right.
And I love that. I've always been like that. And on high school, not everyone's like that, so it makes it harder to achieve success and improve.
100%.
But when everyone's here for a reason,
right,
like stuff gets done.
Yeah, 100%. That was one of the biggest adjustments for me coming from high school to here, as I knew obviously going to college Division II, like it's strictly business for the most part. My high school coach was great. He was a really good influence on me. I think he was coach of the year when I was there, and I think he might have won it again this year. But in high school, you have so many kids that really are just kind of there. Like there's more of a daycare vibe to it a lot of the times with kids who aren't taking it that serious. Their parents are making them do it, whatever it may be. And so for me, just coming in, I'm take things pretty serious, especially athletics, and coming from a team background, playing football and basketball and all that. Like I understand when to flip the switch. But yeah, definitely this season was very eye opening. And we have a good squad too. I mean, young, like we said, placing 5th at GNAX, and then 16th in the West region. I think that's a good benchmark for us, and we were really close to being even higher than that. So I think definitely knowing where we wanted to be, it's important for us just going forward. I think the future's bright here.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a team that's gonna go down in history towards the end of our running career.
Yeah, 100%.
We have Brody and Quincy up in front, and then
Yeah.
me, Carter, you, and Asher and Aaron,
Yeah.
and Micah, all these guys, and then not to mention we're gonna get recruits, and the better we get, the better recruits we're gonna get.
Yeah.
And it's gonna grow exponentially, and we're just gonna really turn some heads.
Yeah. Speaking of recruits, your brother is a senior in high school right now.
Yeah.
He was recruited to come here to NNU. He's a great runner, just like you. Must run in the Stockett DNA. So he ended up choosing to go to Utah State. What was that like? Just having knowing that there's a chance you could be running again because you guys ran together in high school. But just knowing you guys could team up again here at NNU, but ultimately him deciding to go to Utah State. What was that kind of like?
Well, initially, like during summer, I had thought, and I had ingrained in my head that I don't want him to be with me.
Okay.
I'm tired of running with him. I'm always competing with him. Like it's just a bust. I'm done with this. Then halfway in the season, I'm like, you know what? Like Luke would be a great addition on this team. He's a good runner. He's a great guy, quality person.
For sure.
And then towards the end of the season, I'm like, I hope he comes here. Like I had this realization that it would be awesome if my brother was with school with me. And, because it takes a while for the realization to hit of how much you miss your family.
Right.
And everyone's like, oh yeah, like you miss your family. But the first few weeks are like, oh, that's not too bad. And then you go back to see them once, and you're like, oh man, like shoot, this is tough. Like I'm sure for all the kids going back for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, for sure.
So I really wanted to come, and I wasn't gonna tell him what to do or by any means tell him what's best for him. And he chose to go to Utah State. And I think also he's experiencing the same feeling of not wanting to run with me. He's not always, more often than not, he's been behind me. And I think he wants to start his own name and not be in my shadow. Yeah. And I totally understand that. And I think he has a lot of potential and will do great things. But disappointed, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, for sure. And that'll be awesome too, because we do go to Utah and go compete against them. So that'll be cool to see him next year, hopefully. And like we said, we would have loved to have him here, but we wish him the best of luck. And who knows what happens down the road. We talk a lot of sports on the Boaf pod. Obviously, having two athletes. We can see the Lakers T-shirt that you have on now. So let's talk some NBA. Isaac isn't a huge basketball guy, so now this is
I'm your man.
Kind of my chance. It's early in the season. We're only, a couple games in. But early season predictions, NBA Finals, who you got?
All right, let me think. I kind of want to say the Bucks, and not because of Giannis, just because of Dame.
Yeah,
like
that'd be great.
That's just a crazy change
for sure.
Like, I still can't believe he went there. I know you're heartbroken.
As a Heat fan and an Oregon native, it was just like getting your heart ripped out. Like the face of professional sports in Oregon is gone. And he's not even going to the team that I like that's not in Oregon. He's going to their rivals who we just beat in the playoffs last year. So, yeah, that was brutal. It was brutal to watch.
Yeah. I don't think the Warriors are going to do well.
They've been struggling.
They have Curry, but it's just not enough anymore with all these other teams coming up.
Yeah.
Suns might contend. KD and Booker. That's just a good duo.
100%.
That's like anytime you need a shot, someone's gonna hit it.
Yeah, not to mention you got Bradley Beal in there too.
Yeah,
big shot maker.
I would love for the Lakers to make it, but LeBron can't carry the team by himself.
Yeah,
even with scoring 30 points a game and 10 rebounds, 10 assists, it's just not enough. I don't even remember where James Harden is right now, but I know his team's not going to make it.
Yeah, that's always a safe bet. Yeah, the Clippers, man, that's such an interesting.
And is Westbrook with him too?
Yeah, they got Westbrook, Harden, PG, and Kawhi. So there's
a whole wash team.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, and it's interesting too because you have like Russ and Harden have played together 3 times now. They're in OKC, they're in Houston, now they're in LA, and then you had Russ and PG who were really good with the Thunder as well and had a good run there. Just never really made that deep run like they're expected to. So there's a lot of well, I used to play with this guy and we had success. Well, I used to play with this guy, but now, like you said,
Yeah.
like they're a lot older. There's only one ball on the court. Not everyone can shoot it on the same possession. So it's interesting. I feel like as an NBA fan, the whole era of super teams is kind of on its way out, just because
They don't work.
Yeah, when you've looked at the last couple of like yes, you had the Warriors
And the what, the Cavs?
Yeah,
The
the
Heat?
Cavs, yeah, the Heat you could consider a super team. But like when you look at it, like the last couple champions, you have the Nuggets, the Bucks. Who else is in there? The Lakers in the bubble.
Celtics?
No, not the
Must have been
Celtics.
2K.
But must have been. But yeah, I mean, you look at the Warriors. The Warriors won another one. When
Yeah.
you look at those teams, the Warriors team that won it just a couple years ago definitely wasn't the same talent wise as
No,
the ones
not
they
at
had
all.
a couple years ago. I just think when you get all that superstar, first of all, it takes a coach who is able to, be assertive and implement his system, but also give those superstars the freedom. And you just haven't really seen that. I mean, Steve Nash didn't fit with the Nets when they had those guys.
Yeah, I'd argue that it takes a superstar coach to coach a team
Yeah,
of superstars.
100%.
Because like we had Phil Jackson, and he coached what? Shaq and Kobe.
He had MJ, yeah.
Scotty and Jordan, and that I think it's just a different kind of coaching.
Yeah, I agree.
I think any coach can coach good team basketball. When you have a team of all stars, they're not going to play good team basketball. They're going to play great individual basketball, or by some miracle, they're going to play good team basketball.
I agree 100%. So before we let you go here, our last guest was Hunter Fullerton. Shout out Bean, one of our buddies back home.
Yeah.
He's a college basketball player. And we do this thing with our guests where we had him ask a question at the end of our show with him, and then our next guest would have to answer it. Well, that just happens to be you 8 episodes later. So the question is what they value most in a person. So what do you value most in a person? And then after you answer that, what is your question for the next guest that we'll have?
Can I have like a specific question? Is this just like
It can be anything.
anything? Okay.
Something that's a head scratcher.
Okay. Let's see.
But if you want to answer the question first, you're more than welcome. What do you value most in a person?
What do I value most in a person? I gotta say accountability. And
Like that.
I think with accountability comes like discipline, respect, and honor. Like kind of those two things all together. Accountability. Because I feel like, and whether it's with friends or relationship or teachers, if someone says they're gonna do something and they don't, that's horrible.
100%.
If someone says I'm on my way and they don't show up for an hour, it's horrible.
Yeah.
If someone's like
Boston.
Yeah, Boston, bro. We have a friend like that.
Really?
Yeah, we love him though.
like
We
that,
love
like
him.
that. Micah's like that.
Yeah, Micah is like that.
And it's horrible because honestly, if you really cared, you'd be there on time. And I'm not throwing heat to people who are late because they can't control it. I'm throwing heat to the people who don't care enough to make it a priority.
Yeah, and usually, like, I feel like there's a difference between being late to something every once in a while and then, like, consistently, like, not late, not showing up, stuff like that.
Yeah, like if you're late every time and someone else is on time every time, like he's doing it. Why aren't you?
Yeah, I get that too. And the biggest part for me is that when I was younger, I used to be like pretty energetic, like high energy, love talking to people.
No way.
Like all the time. And then, after COVID, I went through some stuff personally. And I kind of learned to like control my energy better and just like be careful where I'm like, exerting that. Yeah. And just like don't pour it into the wrong people or the wrong activities or whatnot. Because for me, there's not a worse feeling than like putting your energy in to a person and you're not really getting that energy match back, and it just makes you feel guilty, like you're out of place, and it makes you just question yourself when in reality, like it's not you, like it's genuinely them just not making an effort, whether it's ego or whatever it might be. Yeah. So no, I completely agree with what you're saying. And yeah, I've been there before for sure. So your question, your heavy hitter for the next person that we'll have on the Boaf pod.
All right. Okay. So you got to pick 2 things that you'd like to change about yourself.
I'll write this down.
One thing's in your control and one thing's not.
Okay.
And then if you can change it, why haven't you changed it?
Okay.
And how would you go about changing it?
That's so good.
Kind of a 3-parter. But
yeah. I like that for sure. Can you say that one more time so I can get that in my notes?
I got you.
2 things.
Okay, so there's 2 things. One is something like they're both things you want to change about yourself,
Mhm.
and one is you can control it, and one you can't.
Okay. And then the one you can't control,
And when you can,
why
like,
haven't you? And
why
what can
haven't you changed it, and how could you change it?
Okay, that's very good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Ian Stockett. We'll probably see him again at some point. We're going to be here for a couple years. We appreciate you for coming
Yeah.
on, man.
Thanks
It
for
means a
inviting me.
lot. Thanks for joining the stream.
Yes.
And yeah, man, I'm sure we'll see you around. And if I don't see you, I mean, I'll probably see you before we leave. But have a great Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, are you going up to?
I'm going home. Yeah,
Oh,
yes,
heck
sir.
yeah,
Yes,
going to
sir.
Stedman's.
Going back to the crib, baby. We're very
That's
excited
good
about
news.
that. So yeah, man, we thank you. Appreciate you for
Awesome.
coming down.
Thanks
and
for
yeah,
having me.
Of course. See you later.
See ya.
You can just hand it off to him.
See you guys.
See ya.
All right. I got another question while we were waiting. What are my thoughts on the new PLL? So for those who don't know, the PLL.
Ooh, I was gonna talk to you about this.
Oh,
I had this
actually?
in the notes.
Oh,
Yes.
nice. Okay, so for people who don't know, the PLL is the Premier Lacrosse League, and it's just pro lacrosse. So before there was actually, what is it? 8? How many teams are there? Well, let me look. I think there's 8 teams, something like that.
Yeah. Did they just release new teams? Like, do they release
No,
new teams every year?
It's okay. The 3. Yeah, there's 8 teams, and they never were actually city teams. Like they didn't have a city.
Okay.
They would just travel around and stuff. But now, the PLL has released their, well, I guess where the teams are going to be. So we have, maybe this will load. We have the California Redwoods, the Utah Archers, the Denver Outlaws, Carolina Chaos, Maryland Whipsnakes, Philly Water Dogs, and New York Atlas, and then the Boston Cannons.
Okay.
So now I think what the question is about is how I feel about Chrome, because Chrome is now Denver.
Okay.
So, and Denver used to be an MLL team, which was it Men's Lacrosse League? I don't know, it might have been. But then they got rid of the MLL and have the PLL now. So
Okay.
I think it's awesome though that they finally have actual teams like stationary in the city.
Right.
But what I don't like is how there's only 3 West Coast teams, 3 West Coast teams, and 5 East Coast teams.
Yeah.
Like, how does that make sense? Why
Right.
wouldn't they just have 4 and 4 and then it'd be like a
So do they have conferences then, or how does that work?
Yeah, there'll be like the West Coast against the East Coast. It's
Well,
kind of
so
weird.
someone from the East gonna have to go to the West, probably.
which it's really weird.
Yeah.
And there's still not very many teams, so it's kind
Right.
of hard to do that. I think they're still going to do tournament style play, which
Okay.
is all the teams go to one location and they all play each other.
Okay.
On a weekend or something.
Got you.
Which is cool
Yeah, it's
because
cool.
if you get a ticket, you see more than just one
Yeah,
game.
kind of like March Madness a little bit.
Yeah. So I think it's cool. Pissed that Chrome is gone. I loved Chrome. Now they're Denver Outlaws, which is all right, but whatever. Chrome is sick. But I do like it. I like how they ended up actually in states. So.
And it brings some eyes to the sport a little bit.
Yeah. And like Pat McAfee was talking about lacrosse.
Right.
So that was cool. That's like a step up. What else?
Yeah, I know Pardon My Take. I think they're actually part investors in the Water Dogs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they talk about them a lot, like definitely involved in lacrosse. And isn't the commissioner of the league like also a player, or he was a player at some point?
Paul Rabel. He used to play. He played. I don't know how many seasons he played actually in the PLL.
Okay.
Maybe 3, 4, something like that. But yeah, he played all through the MLL, and then he created the PLL, played, and then now he's retired. But he was really good. Paul
Nice.
Rabel.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, my man. Well, we have made it an hour and 10 minutes essentially. We'd like to thank everyone who listened in.
Thank you for all asking questions and stuff too.
Yes, everyone
it's the first
calling
time we've
in.
done this, so it's awesome.
Big shout out to Ian for coming in the clutch and giving us some more content. He had some really great advice. I like what he had to say. Yeah. And we should keep this up on YouTube, I think. And then I don't think it'll go to Spotify just because it's strictly a live stream. Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
And it's Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys. We'll catch you guys in a couple weeks, probably towards the beginning of December. And yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Awesome. Yeah.